if we talk about that we have to have like something like a clear mind to win a fight, a physical one or a verbal one. It's something what is pretty hard to achieve. A saint, Simeon the New Theologue, said in, not sure anymore, 7th or 8th century, to be Christian means to pray for idiots. It sounds funny, but you have to understand it correctly. Because if you have this mindset, the world is full of idiots, and I have to support them all and to pray for all of them, it feels very exhausting and very heavy. And with this mindset, you will not succeed to have something like a clear mind and a peaceful mind. And you will not be able to apply any kind of love in your conflicts. So how to achieve that? So let's make one step back. In the very beginning, we said that the Holy Spirit helps you to see your own mistakes. And only if I can see my own mistakes very clearly, I can say, I pray for all idiots, and that includes me. Or like every Orthodox priest prays in the Holy Mass, God have mercy with all the sinners and me being the biggest of them all. This is actually from St. Paul. But with this mindset, it's not heavy anymore. It's not difficult anymore. If I know I have these mistakes and these mistakes, I can give you the right to be difficult. And I can support you easier. And to be honest, it is like that. We are full of mistakes. Just imagine you really live surrounded by some difficult people. The point is that difficult people will frustrate you. And every frustration, from the psychological point of view, calls for compensation. It's very normal. And if you would have only some healthy ways to compensate your frustrations, like, I don't know, a good friend yelled at me, so I go home and eat something very healthy and take a warm bath and watch a movie, the life would be great, but it isn't. Mostly, if we are frustrated, we have very unhealthy ways to compensate the frustrations, like whatever, getting drunk or whatever. So if we do some mistakes, it's not only because we are bad persons. It's only because we don't know properly, or we are not able, in this very moment, we were surprised by a difficult behavior of a person, or surprised by a difficult situation. We don't know to react correctly in this situation because we had a wrong expectation. That's why we say, like, being disappointed by someone means always you have had the wrong expectation to this person. So it sounds much better in German when you say Enttäuschung, disappointment, means before that there was Täuschung. Wie sagt man das auf Englisch? Like you had a wrong conception, wrong imagination of something. Only because you saw the situation the wrong way, you had the wrong expectations, you could get disappointed. So the way is, on the one side, work about your expectations, have a realist view on your life. In the same time, see your mistakes. And that does not mean feel like a bad, shitty person. Feel more like, okay, I am full of mistakes, but actually they can and will be and are forgiven. So I can feel with that. I can be happy. I am doing mistakes. You are doing mistakes. You are doing mistakes, and all of us. And because I am doing some difficult things from time to time, I give you the right to behave wrong. That does not mean that I don't try to discuss with you and to say, no, I don't like the way you behave, and so on. I can do it, but I am not disappointed. It's not this thing like, how can you behave like that? A good answer would be always if you say something like, how can this person, if you say me, how can you behave like that? You could say, watch me. I can. So don't have these wrong expectations. And if you give the other person the right to be difficult, only then you can create a relation like from heart to heart on the same level. And as long as I look at you from above, like as long as I consider myself to be a better person than you, it will feel very hard for me to be surrounded by idiots, and I will not succeed to remain calm. And you can only remain calm in a conflict if you love the other person. That's why love is finally the center of Aikibudo. This is the point. So you want to love, recognize you have mistakes. And in order to finish that, there is a very clear example in the Evangelium as a very sinny woman comes to Christ and cries and washes his feet with her tears, is written like that. And she had a lot of this holy oil and balsamed his feet and whatever. And the very conservative Jews said, how can he allow such a sinny woman to touch him? So he has to be a sinner as well. And the answer was, only people who are forgiven for a lot of mistakes can laugh a lot. And people who are forgiven for only few, they laugh only a little bit. So don't fear to recognize you have mistakes. And in this measure, you realize them and you see them. And you are grateful for the love of God. In this measure, you will be able to love other people and to solve conflicts in a friendly way.